Hi guys, what up people? Eagle Eye, excuse me. Coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is Eagle Eye, the transfer rumor show, where I talk to you about Arsenal transfer rumors. I could see I'm a bit laggy. Apologies, and we're just gonna have to deal with until next week, where I replace my computer. So I do apologize for that. I am going to talk to you about Arsenal news. So as you start to flood in, just know the Arsenal news will come after this little, I suppose, I don't want to say speech, but this little diatribe of mine. But I guess for me, it's a big subject at the moment. I have to talk about it. I have to mention it. Being a black guy who grown up in London, I want to paint a picture of what London's like, paint a picture of what going to an Arsenal game is like, and give my 2 cents as to whether I believe that there is a problem in football at the moment with racism. Okay, I've been a football fan all my life. Became an Arsenal fan in 1989. Yes, that year of all years. One of my very first memories is my mum just screaming about Arsenal, particularly at Anfield. And Arsenal growing up in London is, if you're someone that's growing, I can't speak for all areas of London, but growing up in North London, it's always been a really multicultural city, and part of London. There are Turkish people that are here. There are Kurdish people that are here. There are Somalis, blacks, Asians, whites, you name it, they're here. And everyone has more or less always kind of found a way to get on. People, especially if you live in London and you still see race, I don't know what you're doing, because it is one of the most multicultural cities in the world. One of the reasons why I think London is the best city in the world, because it is able to embrace that culture. And for the most part, you don't necessarily get these race lines. You don't necessarily get this war. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm painting a happy picture of London. There were still parts of London I wouldn't necessarily want to go by. And without trying to tarnish everybody under that same brush, I'm purely talking about experiences. I've gone to Bermondsey, not had a particularly good experience. I've gone to Loughton. Probably some people say Loughton's Essex, not had a particularly good experience. There are places in London where, or in that London borderline, if you like, that are not particularly nice areas to go down. Barnhurst in southeast London. Fortunately, I was not one of those people that had a bad experience, but I know friends that have had really bad experiences in that southeast corner. So it does exist. Racism will always exist. And I think as someone who is black, I've made peace with that. I'm 34 years old, going on 35. I don't live in a fairy tale. I already know that for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to deal with this. Kids that I have, they're going to have to deal with this. And it's about preparing them as best as possible to be able to deal with it, as my parents did. My parents prepared me for that, So nothing really surprises me anymore. One of the reasons why me and, say, for example, even Lee as a white guy as well, even Lee have seen going to football matches, this racism still exists. It always did. Even in our precious Arsenal fan base. I know people don't like to admit it. People don't like to hear that sort of, well, sure, we're a North London team and we're classy and we don't do it. It happens. It happens. One of the reasons that I've bag to Wobie so much isn't because he's Nigerian or anything like that. Actually, I've seen the racist abuse that man gets for what? Because you don't think good enough. Because they don't think he's good enough. And you see him being called all the names under the sun. And that's why I've sat on this channel countless times saying, you know what, I wish he leaves. And he's now gone to Liverpool. And Liverpool is no more multicultural than London. But for just hearing some of the things, I've almost got into fights because as a black guy, it's hard to go to a football match. Never mind someone who is where I'm from. And you're seeing some dickhead doing some monkey gestures or noises or saying some bullshit, and you just want to fucking swing on that idiot. It drives me insane. It's one of the reasons why I ain't gonna lie to you. Part of me doesn't like going football matches. People ask me all the time, well, you're from North London and you run a channel. It can't be hard for you to get tickets. Truth be told, it ain't that hard for me to get tickets. If I wanted to get tickets, I could get tickets. But sometimes it is difficult when you're seeing some ignorant fuck next to you and you don't want to get into a swingers with about 20 people. And it can be as large as 20 people. Which some people might say in the grand scheme of things, well, chill, don't make it a big deal out of this. It's 20 people out of 60,000. No, it's 20 people that can be vocal, that can influence others, that can influence kids with their behavior. Mind you, I'm just talking about what happens in person. Online, quadruple that. Because we live in a society today where internet runs everything. Social media runs everything. How many times has news broken and the first instinct you have isn't to go to the news, isn't go to BBC News or ITV News or anything like that. Your first instinct is to go on Twitter, Facebook, Insta. They will have the news before anyone. And with that comes power. With that comes influence. With that gives the ability for people to go online and be faceless. They feel like, well, everyone's here anyway, so it's time to wreak some havoc. You have somebody who doesn't even put a picture on their profile and starts giving people abuse, bullying people, which some people might snigger and say, how the fuck can a 15-year-old bully you online? If enough people are saying horrible shit to you online, it can have an effect on you. Never mind about the color of your skin. Do you know how many times, and if YouTube flags this, whatever, I'm still going to say it. Do you know how many times I've been called a nigger online? That I've been called a gollywog online? That I've been called a monkey online? Some might say, well, why do you put yourself through this? Because what? Am I going to give these idiots power to run me offline? Because they can't handle that I'm black, that I've got a wide fucking nose, that I've got big fucking lips. I don't give two shits. But I'm mentally strong like that. I'm very blessed to be mentally strong like that. Not a lot of people are. And why? Because it makes you feel better for 2 seconds because you can't handle that someone is different to you. Because people are always afraid of what's different. People are always afraid of what's powerful. The reason I'm banging on like this, initially I was going to ignore this story. Initially I was going to say, all right, well, it's not really an Arsenal thing. Let me just move on. I'm going to lie to you, right? I watched this game. Paul Pogba had a penalty on Monday against Wolves. You guys know I watched this game because I was watching this game with Lee on his channel. We did a watch along. And Paul Pogba missed the penalty. And at the time, I'm a rival fan. I laughed. I laughed because why wouldn't I laugh? I'd laugh again tomorrow if Paul Pogba missed a penalty. I most certainly didn't laugh because he's black. I most certainly didn't laugh because he's French. I most certainly didn't laugh for any of those stupid reasons that you might think. I laughed. But I also understand that the guy is human. Sometimes he'll make mistakes. The way I can compare that is when Aubameyang missed his penalty against Spurs. I was pissed. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was pissed. But not at one moment did I ever think, oh, well, I'm mad because you're from Togo, or I'm mad because you're African, or I'm mad because you wear your hair in a certain way, or I'm mad because you walk in a certain way. Not one time did it even cross my mind. I was just mad because I just thought, why would you take it in the same place? Having said that, I'm not going to abuse the guy online. Paul Pogba was subjected to racism from Manchester fans. In fact, my friend, I get into a lot of heated debates with him. He's a Liverpool fan. And he put up an interesting stat from Sky Sports. And I want to see if I can find it really quickly. In terms of racism arrests in football, in the 2017 to 28, sorry, between 2014 and 2018 seasons, Manchester United have had 27 arrests. Leeds have had 15. The one that I thought would top this list, Millwall have also 15. Leicester have 14. Leicester, as multicultural as Leicester is. Chelsea, unsurprisingly, are on this list with 13, and West Ham have 11. Arsenal aren't on this list. Now, this stat doesn't really tell you much, because it could just be that maybe the police in Manchester are more efficient than they are in London, or they are in certain other clubs. But it worries you because we were told for years that this kick it out organization is out of date. There's no more racism in football. It doesn't exist. The days of the hooligans are gone. The days of the horrible characters are gone. They're clearly not. They're just relocated online, at home, empowered, ready to give abuse. Since this is now kicked up to a debate because, like I said, people assumed that this problem had disappeared. But if you're a football fan, you know better. If you're black or Asian or anything that isn't white, you of course know better. This is a horrendous societal problem, yes. But will it ever be beat in football? In my view, it's going to take a monumental shift in behavior, a shift from organizations like Twitter, who have come out and said that what they're going to do is they're going to meet Manchester United and see if there's anything that they can do to help protect football players. I don't understand why it is so difficult to say to people that have social media, you must have a form of identification to have a profile. Whether that be a driving license or a passport. Why is that difficult? Why would that really shut down money for social medias to make people accountable for the things that they say online? So that some arrests can start happening, not just at football grounds, but online. So that when you say some dumb shit, you are held accountable. Why is that difficult? Because until that happens, these motherfuckers are going to stay empowered. They're going to be empowered. They're going to say whatever it is that they like, whether it's as bad as calling someone a nigger, or whether it's as tedious as calling someone the P word. I'm not even going to repeat it because it is of another race, and I think it's a disgusting word. I hate it when someone even says that I'm colored. Colored? Motherfucker, who colored me in? I hate that term. I hate that term. You know, some old school English people say it, and I'm like, don't ever call me colored. No one colored me in. I hate that term. For years, we've said that to get rid of racism, you have to educate people. And we've supposedly educated people for years, and racism hasn't gone away. They just got a little bit cuter with it. This doesn't surprise me. Unfortunately, ultimately, football is at the center of what is a huge societal problem. But the only way that behavior will change is when the FA stand up, is when FIFA stand up, is when Twitter stands up, is when Insta stands up. The minute those types of organizations stand up and do something, that means when a whole country starts chanting, doing those monkey noises, giving them a 25 grand fine, I'm sorry, does not suffice. Banning these motherfuckers from tournaments will send messages. That means Twitter doing a PR thing saying, oh, well, we're going to go and meet Manchester United and we're going to do a photo op with Paul Pogba does not suffice. I'm saying to people, right, across the board, we are asking for people. Fucking Sky Bet did it. Sky Bet decided, you know what? And I ain't gonna lie, it annoyed me at the time. They froze everybody. They froze everybody's accounts, and they asked for people to have ID as part of their sign up. Why can't Twitter? Why can't Twitter do more? Why can't Facebook do more? Why can't Insta do more? Because that's the only way that you begin to silence some of these people. Take away some of their power. But of course, it's time consuming, it's money. And that's ultimately what it all amounts to, the bottom line. How much will the bottom line suffer in order for these people to be responsible? And that's why, unfortunately, I don't think anything will ever change. They'll make some noise. Every 4 months or so, Sky Sports News will have a debate. It goes away. Another incident happens. It goes away. Another incident happens. Kick it out, cause some fuss a little bit. Kick it out of football, cause some fuss a little bit. They're getting their name back out there. An article runs for a couple of days. Just like we're having now, just like the discussion we're having now. By Friday, everyone's going to be talking about the hot weather and not even remember that this happened to Paul Pogba. This same shit happened to Raheem Sterling a couple of months ago. Do you think anyone talks about that now? So when people ask me, what do I think about this? It is what it is. This is the thing that we have to bear. Racism is a thing. It will always be here. It will always exist because people will always have hatred for something. I've heard a debate where people say that racism is a myth. And initially I was like, what kind of dumb shit is that? Actually, I understood it a little bit because in a way it is. Because imagine hating someone for their skin. You don't hate me because of my skin. You hate me because it's hatred. Hatred exists. You needed to find something. You want to find something different about me to hate, so you decide to hate me. The concept of racism is the dumbest thing in the world. But what it actually amounts to is hatred. It's hatred. Hatred will always exist. because people don't like what's different. Generally, people are not used to what's different. You know, I'm different, which means some of you that listen to me will love me because I'm different. Some of you who listen to me will hate me because I'm different. But I accept that as a YouTuber. I also accept that as a black guy. That I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. That I'm not going to be relatable to everyone. And I understand as a black person that you are already going to have a perception of me. So it's up to me to change it. But then again, it should be up to you to change it. And that's football. People will make noise. People will be educated, but it's about what they are prepared to do about it. What are you prepared to do? Are you prepared to change? Are you prepared to stand up? I almost guarantee I've not looked at the chat once. How much you want to bet that at least one person has said move on instead of actually have the debate? That's what I'm saying. Attitudes need to change first. And until that happens, we will always have this debate. After my lifetime, after your lifetime, in generations to come. So for Paul Pogba, he will know that this exists and he just has to pass it, just like Raheem Sterling has, just like we all have. What we actually need to do is make some of these key people like Twitter, like FIFA, like FA, like the Premier League be accountable. Because until they're accountable, we will always have this debate. Anyway, that's enough of my ranting. Let's move on to some transfer news. Matteo Guendouzi. So it looks as though Arsenal are set to offer Matteo Guendouzi a new 5-year deal, set to be worth £70,000 a week. I know a lot of people knew about this rumour in the summer. I was one of them. He's currently on, I believe, £40,000 a week. Arsenal are keen to tie him down to a new deal. What do I think about this? I'm not sure he's earned it yet. And this is coming from me. I've been defending him the last couple of days because I believe that he has had a couple of really good seasons. A couple of really good seasons. A couple of really good games this season. I actually thought he played pretty well against Newcastle. And I actually think he played better than people make out against Burnley. I think he's starting to control his, that annoying habit of giving the ball away constantly. I think he's starting to have that under control a little bit better. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from Guendouzi. Remember, it's hard. I know that he gets constantly overplayed, but it's difficult to remember. The kid is 20 years old. What were you doing at 20 years old? Because I damn sure weren't doing anything as responsible as playing professional football. I think I just about secured my first job. I secured my first job at 19. That was working at Tesco. For the non-UK people, that is a supermarket, or the hell do you guys call it? A grocery store in America. So yeah, to me, do I believe that he'll sign the contract? Yeah, I think he looks happy. He talked about today actually that his two best friends in London is Lacazette and Aubameyang. Unsurprisingly, they took him under his wing some time ago, and yeah, I think we're building a nice little stable for kids that are going to be worth something in the future. And I think with Guendouzi, fucking, they're already estimating that he's potentially worth 70 million, which just seems nuts to me. But I think one thing's for certain, we're going to sell him a hell of a lot more than what we bought him for. I think we bought him for 4 million. He's going for a lot more than that. So if he signs the contract, whatever, I don't mind it necessarily. I know a lot of people are pissed off, but for me, if he signs it, cool, no problem. Let's move on to something else. Mohamed El Nene. So it looks like Mohamed El Nene is set to leave the football club very, very soon. Oh, you know what? Forget El Nene. Let me talk about Mavropanos. So I read a story before coming on that Mavropanos was set to leave the club. AEK Athens was showing interest, and they were showing interest for a permanent deal. As you guys know, if you don't know already, Emre doesn't particularly rate him. He hasn't progressed, in Emre's words. He's not progressed as much as Emre expected. So the kid kind of read between the lines and thought, right, well, I better go then. And he's picked up a groin injury, unfortunately for him. So unless he does a Kieran Tierney and moves while injured, it's more than likely that come September 2nd, Mavropanos will still be at the club. I still think the kid has something. I must admit, I also expected him to have kicked on a little bit more than he has. When you think that people like Willock have broken into the team, actually, I would have thought Mavropanos would be the youngster that would have broken into the team and shown what he's about. But he's also very injury prone, which is a little bit of a worry. So it might be best that if we could get some sort of deal done for him, maybe earn a little profit on him and sell him on, might be best to just take it. So it looks as though Mavropanos is out and off. And like James King James has said in the chat, with Saliba coming on board next season, it's also going to make opportunities very limited for him. I do believe that the long-term vision is for Saliba and Holding. I know a lot of people are still holding out hope that we'll get Upamecano. Listen, if we get Upamecano as well, I'll also be very happy. I'm going to twist it. But I for some reason, I can't see that happening. But yeah, it looks as though Mavropanos is at least more than likely going to leave the club. There was one more story. I'm going to see if I can find it. While I do find it, please do give this video a like button. I know there's not many of you watching tonight, but do stick a video, like it, and it allows people to notice the video and get more people on the video. Now, I will talk about this as well, and this is the Josh Kroenke stuff. So I know a lot of people have said to me in my past video, don't get suckered in by Josh Kroenke. Now, what I will say is this. Don't get it twisted. I ain't getting suckered in, per se. But I'm impressed by him. I like what he's doing. I wanted him to show me, as a fan, what he's about. I wanted that family, generally. Hey, funny enough, in Eagle Eye, that maybe, just maybe, they're in to acquire all the shares before actually showing and flexing their muscles and showing what they can do. Because obviously, when you are a shareholder or a major shareholder, great, you still have say, you can still do what you're doing, but you still got to go through people. You still got to consult the board. You still got to consult shareholders, stakeholders, things like that. When you're owner, you don't have to say shit, talk to anyone. You can just do what you're doing. So maybe at the benefit of the doubt, they just decided, you know what? Let's show these lot what we're about. And I do believe there was a change of thinking. And I think the thing that made me realize this was when he was asked the question, So did your dad spend his own money, or is this still part of the self-sufficient model? And he was very kind of like dismissive of that and just was like, I don't want to get into that now. So that made me think, oh, okay, clearly there has been, because it's very clear to anyone who's paying attention, they obviously spent more than 45 million. Even if you want to say, oh, but they're paying in install, it's still more. So something has changed. I don't necessarily think the protests were it. I think their mind was changed prior to the protests happening. But I think every little bit helps. And yeah, I think everyone deserves an opportunity to be able to change their mind. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, until they sell the deadwood, then, I still don't trust them. And until they continuously prove themselves, I still don't trust them. And I think as fans, which results with it. And I'm giving them credit. So, that's my little 2 cents on that. All right, that's pretty much it from me. Let me just do it in like 5 minutes in the chat. You guys want to ask me any questions, let it go. Drop it for me and I will talk. I'll answer those questions. Arsenal protecting their assets, I'm all for it. Yeah, Archie, I agree. My initial reaction, and I must admit, people will look at that Guendouzi comments and think, well, Chick, you've changed your mind on this. Initially, my attitude was, why is Guendouzi being rewarded when he's not really achieved much? But actually, I agree with you, Archie, in the sense that I think it's always smart to protect your assets. That's what I love about us trying to negotiate with Lacazette and Aubameyang now. We're trying to protect our assets. Michael Manus is incoming if we do. What did Michael say? If we get Champions League football this season, let's see how aggressive our transfers will be. It will be very interesting. I agree with you. I do think that a lot of our aggression comes down to the fact that actually they're so desperate to get back into the Champions League that they decided to do what I've been saying the entire time, and that is, why don't you make effort to try and get back into the Champions League first and then reevaluate? So it might be that they slow down a little bit once we get into the Champions League, but I think the objective, let's assume his words are true and he wants to win the Premier League. The first step is almost the Liverpool doing it, and that is you build a team for the top 4. That's what we've hopefully done in our signings. Then once we get there and achieve that, then we have to continuously add to that, add little pieces to that make us a Premier League winning side. And then when we get there, then it's about the Champions League. This trophy that we can't seem to get into gear and winning. This is the way we have to build. Now, I know it's going to take a lot of patience from us, but Arsenal fans are typically patient. We've had to be. So we just have to see where we go with it. Whether you think Emre can get us there or not is a completely separate debate. But I do like the swagger of Josh. I ain't going to lie to you guys. Had it been Stan, I would have been a little bit more dismissive. But I do like the swagger of Josh. Wow. VP dropping the dome like it's not at $50. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. VP the Shake. Dropping dough like it's nothing. 4 more minutes and I'm out of here, guys. 4 more minutes. Evan trying to hook himself up. Fella, we're all the same. Shake, some people are evil, sick, it's disgusting and needs to stop. I agree with you, Alex. I agree with you, brother. Chig, your reaction to him missing was hilarious. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But Brandon, he's a dickhead because he plays for United, not because of the color of his skin. That's the difference. And it's all banter. You know, now if I had called him the N-word, now that's completely different. Now I've taken it too far. And mind you, I'm black. But even I would say I've taken it too far. Chick fella, you're cool. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it. Audio keeps dying. Does it? Does it actually keep dying, VCC? Guys, how is my audio level? Is it all right? Or shit, that's a worry. Audio is fine. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, cool. I was going to say, you guys would have said something by now, surely. Chig, will you dance for us if we win at Anfield? 100%. I'll twerk if you want. I'll twerk. I don't give a damn. I'll twerk. I will twerk if we win. True Geordie DMs chick. Oh, Archie, you missed my comments on this the other day. Short and sweet. I think he'll come out ahead of it, to be honest, Archie. I think he's doing precisely what he should be doing. Listen, for me, it ain't my flavor. I'm freaky, but in the normal way, not like that. But that's a different level of freaky. But listen, also each their own. Ultimately, at the end of the day, whatever he does in the bedroom is his business. So yeah, I think he'll come out ahead of it because people like weird. People like weird. So I think as soon as he drops a video, let's be real, all of us will watch it. I know I fucking will. And I'm going on holiday soon, but I still am going to watch that shit. And he'll be fine. I think he'll have to drop one before he does a kickoff. He doesn't want his kickoffs being spammed up. Mind you, I think that will happen anyway, but at least from his perspective, I think it would be best to get ahead of it. So whether it's Thursday, I've got a feeling tomorrow or Friday, you'll hear something from him. And I think that's the way to play it. Just face the music. It is what it is. Whether it's fake or not, just face the music. Try and offer an explanation and then go from there. It is what it is. If people can't deal with it after that, that's their business. It is what it is. It's not how I roll, but each to their own. It's none of our business. Yes, mark my words. I will twerk to shit if I will twerk all night long if we beat Liverpool at Anfield. And yes, $2 to the Turk Fund. Thank you, VP. True Geordie has gone off again. He's made millions now. He's gone. Brandon, I guarantee he'll be back this week. I guarantee it. There's some big games apart from anything. He'll be back this week. He's going to have to face the music at some point. He's doing exactly what I would do. Just go quiet, couple of days, let the shit blow over, come out, make a video. It'll probably go viral. And then just go into what you do, which is the kickoff. You surround your best people with you, people that won't even mention it. That'll just be professional, move on, and then go from there. That's exactly how I play it. And I suspect that's how he's going to play it. So good luck to him. I don't hate on him. So what? He's weird in the bedroom. Who gives a fuck? I think most people would have guessed he would have done something weird in the bedroom. So I don't even understand why this is news right now. He's starting a new wave. Where am I going to? Oh, I'm going to Portugal. Lisbon in particular. It makes me laugh when pundits talk about United getting top 4 ahead of us. I know, me too, Evan. Me too. I don't understand that theory at all. I will say this to be fair for United, and I don't give United a lot of ratings. They have started better than I expected. I think they beat a poor Chelsea side, so everyone got gassed. But they played very well against Wolves, to be fair. Very well. They were unlucky not to win. So they've hit the ground running. So Chig and Hugh Wizzy to come on the show. He's a proper lad. Oh, sorry, Chig get Hugh Wizzy. So it's funny, you know, I've spoken to Hugh Wizzy informally before about coming on the show. He follows me on Twitter. I have had informal, I want to say discussions. That makes it sound business-like. I've had an informal conversation about it before. At some point, we'll work something out. I've just got to have a chit chat with him. You got me, Mike. Yeah, nothing better. I'm so doing overtime right now. VP, what's going on? What tune you picking for the twerk dance, Chig? You guys can pick it. If we beat you lot at Anfield, you can pick it. You guys can pick it. No, United are one result away from getting battered. Same as us, I suppose. Cheer gonna go from London, go to Lisbon, storm Sporting, and come out with Bruno Fernandes and leave Xhaka there. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Never walk alone. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it, brother. All right, so this is like overtime fun. We'll go to 20 past. 20 past and I'm out. 20 past and I'm out. On the way back, Brenham Titty. I'll see what I can do, brother. Chick, get Lee to do it with you. We need to get him drunk enough first. If we can get him drunk enough first, then I'm sure he'll join me on camera. I'm praying for a Pepe masterclass at Anfield. Arshavin, like, imagine. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd love it. Does feel like the scene is set for Pepe to prove he's a big boy player at Anfield. It does feel like it, and it would be ironic given that Liverpool were interested in him. Now, if we win at Anfield, Lee has to do the naked Pepe run. No, well, he owes you guys that. Really, he does owe you guys that. I teach him for saying outlandish shit. He owes you guys that. That's why I said twerk. I didn't say shit about a naked twerk. I said a twerk. I don't forget to leave Mustafi. Oh, I'm with you, Star. I'm already ahead of you on that, Star. I'm already ahead of you on that. It's a 5:30 kickoff, so he should be drunk. Lee doesn't drink all day, you know, contrary to popular belief. Pepe should start for me. Interesting. Why, Michael? Talk to me. Yep, the table's set for Pepe to eat. I'd give Pepe an hour, I must admit. I'd give him an hour. I have a good feeling for Saturday. It's another 5-1. What, to Liverpool? 3-2 Arsenal. That's some confident shit. Yeah, let's get some predictions from you guys. I'm doing my preview tomorrow with Robbie. Robbie, not Arsenal Fan TV, Robbie. Robbie Richmond, if you're a long-time subscriber of mine, you know that Robbie and I, and Stella and I actually, when Man United and us play, but Robbie and I usually do a show when Arsenal play Liverpool. And he's a proud Liverpool fan at the moment, so it'd be interesting to see what he thinks about the start of the season and, you know, where he thinks ultimately they'll end up. Speaking of Liverpool fans, thank you, VP. Appreciate it, brother. So 3-2 Arsenal. Evan, fuck it, 2-1 to Liverpool. 2-1 to the Arsenal. Mad ST9. Outgunned 3-2 Arsenal. Jeez, VP must have got paid today. VP is good man. Good man. He's a good brother. Crazy as fuck with the donations, but a good brother. It's going to be 2-2 or 2-1 to the Arsenal. Starboy, I like where your head's at. I'm not going to let you guys know what I'm thinking just yet, but I like where your head's at. Chig Holding will be back in a few weeks' time. He's really close. Yeah, positive news, really. Because what is good about Holding coming back now is that unlike Koscielny last year, he's coming back into a situation where actually we have options now. So he's not being rushed in before he's ready. So that we can kind of properly bed him in, ease him in, and then get him up to pace and get him back to last year's Holding before he got injured. Note to Arsenal, 4-3 to the Arsenal. I could potentially see some shit like that. It's kind of, I ain't gonna lie. Chig, am I gonna be on AFTV this season? Very unlikely. I don't really see. I'm not one of these people that talk shit about AFTV, so don't expect that from me. For me, I just never seen the need to go on there. I have my platform, as modest as it is. I have my platform, and then my boy Lee helps me with the other side of things. Gets me more exposure. So yeah, for me, I've never really seen the need of going on AFTV. I have no issues with 99% of the people on there. With the 1% that I do have, you guys know who that person is already. So, yeah, power to them. I just have never seen the need to go on there. I think me and Lee kill it on our watch-alongs. And one of the ones that we did at the same time as them got almost as many views as they did. So, yeah. I think we're all right. I think we're cool. STG 99.99 if you do an extra hour. I need to see that shit up front, Sky. The 99.99 and it can't be no funny. It can't be 99.99 naira. Like it's got to be some extra thing. So it's got to be up front. But no, thank you. I appreciate it, STG. 4-3 to the Arsenal. Chig, am I going to be on FTV? Holding was brilliant. Going forward, up and to the outside. VP, you absolute legend and stroke madman. Another $20 in the dome. Chig, bring a big bottle for Saturday. Well, with the $20, I'm going to be able to, mate. I'm going to be able to. Thank you, brother. J Rob, another legend, and also someone that contributes a lot. Thank you, my brother. $2 donate, €2 donation. Euro donation. Thank you. J Rob, where do you live? Because you're all about the euros. I'm wondering whereabouts do you actually live? Even if we get rolled over, I'm happy as long as the boys go out fighting. And James, you've stolen one of my lines for tomorrow. But yes, 100%. That ultimately is all I give a shit about. I'm all right. I'd rather we didn't lose, but I'm okay if we lose because they are a better team. We're talking about people who've won the Champions League. So I'm okay. What I will not accept is another 5-1, 4-1. Just go out there swinging. Swing these fucks. And then at least if it's a 2-1, no problem. If it's a 1-0, no problem. At least you went out there and you fought. What I don't want is for us to give these fuckers confidence by them smacking us up. That's where I will find that unacceptable. She's getting paid today, boys. This should teach you to stream every night. We missed you. Well, absence might grow fonder, Evan. I'd like to switch it up every now and again. So sometimes I'll give you guys a lot of material. So we're going into a weekend where I'm going to be streaming a lot. And then others I might just be easy, fall back a little bit. You and Lee do all right, mate. Yeah, we're not bad. Considering we're up against AFTV, True Geordie most of the time. We pull in some decent numbers still. VP, man, nice one. J Rob, I'm still waiting. Whereabouts in the world do you live? If Emre doesn't start Pepe on Saturday, do you think he will start on North London Derby? Notice I'm still doing this overtime fun. So yeah, at this rate, I might actually end up doing another hour. All right, half past, and it's a hard stop. Fuck, you guys sucking me in. Celtic is in the Europa League. Yeah, they are, which would be interesting for Tierney. And people forget Tierney's the forgotten guy at the moment. We still got an actual decent bona fide left back to come in. Part of the bus and go for more. I hate when I ain't gonna lie, I hate when Arsenal part the bus because we can't do it. The only time I've ever seen us successfully do it was that Man City game about 5 years ago. Just don't go out there like pussies and roll over and let them go at it. And they, exactly, Evan, well said. Racism should not be tolerated in all walks of life. Amen. Unfortunately, always will be. Arsenal and Liverpool have got brilliant attacking lineups, which sets up a cracking game at Anfield, to be honest. It should be a good game. If you're a neutral, that should be a good game. If you look at our front lines alone, that should be a good game. We're talking about, well, apart from City, you're talking about two of the best front lines in England. If you add City in there, us three probably have the best front lines in England. So, yeah. Chig, stream every night. Don't be lazy. It's not being lazy. It's just keeping you guys entertained. I don't want to just do a Q&A session. And by the way, that's not a shot to anyone. That's just saying I don't want to just do a Q&A session. I want to actually have a reason to put out videos. Love your streams. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it, brother. You guys nice today. I think Ceballos will score on Saturday. Okay. Fuck racism. With you. With you, Michael. With you. Liverpool are the European champions. Arsenal need to take them seriously, in my opinion. I don't think there's any doubt they'll take him seriously. I've been smoked by them too many times to not take him seriously. I've never had a good feeling about playing Liverpool ever. I never really get nervous before game, only before Liverpool and Spurs. Yeah, same. Liverpool, Spurs, United games I still get butterflies for. I must admit. United games. Speaking of current events, talk about the True Geordie incident. Overrated. I shit you not. I love your handle, by the way. Overrated Ozil. I just talked about this. Not only did I just talk today, I also talked about it on Lee's stream. I talked about it on our player ratings. I've talked about it. Thoughts on Uber speaking on Instagram with AFTV. He loves AFTV. He likes more or less every post that they do. He's a big supporter of us. Yes, please, VP. Like VP says, hit that like button if you haven't already. J Rob in the house. Former Enfield man, now living in Ireland. All right. Big up to you, J Rob. Thank you for another $2. And Enfield is around the corner from me. Maybe about 20 minutes up the road, but it's around the corner from me. So big up to you. I'm strangely confident heading in Saturday. Collins in the house. Big up to you, brother. Great content as usual, Chief. Thank you, Wilson. Did you see Arshavin's comments about the 4-4 performance wasn't his best for Arsenal, which I disagree. Michael, I got news for you. I agree. I think he's played better in a couple of Champions League games, actually. Don't get twisted. He clearly played well. He scored 4 goals away from home. But I actually agree with him. The Arshavin interview is an interesting one, actually. It's a good watch. He commented about Emre's tenure at the club. He felt that Emre's done okay so far. It was never going to be easy for someone taking over Arsene Wenger. He said the real test is going to be this season to see how well Emre does. It's a good interview. Do source that out for yourselves. I was almost going to do the stream on this. I like pineapple on the pizza. Oh, Ryan, just as I started to like you, bro. Oh, Evan, you're my boy too. On burgers as well. Oh, I should time you both out for speaking that wild shit. I like pineapple, but not on hot stuff. Come on. I should time you both out, man. Fair play, Chigs. I thought that 4-4 is his best with the 2-1 Barcelona second. And there you go. I see you, Evan. No problem. Have I tried pineapple on a pizza? Yes, I have. Unfortunately. No, I did not like it. All right, last question because it's 9:29. Which midfield pivot or front three would you start against Liverpool? Saving that for tomorrow, my brother. Tomorrow I will reveal all. Give me one last question before I bounce. Can we play Who Would You Rather? All right. Quick fire Who Would You Rather. I like Who Would You Rathers, so I'm going to give you an extra bonus 5 minutes. 5 more minutes for Who Would You Rathers. All right? Hit me. Some decent ones, though. Give me some good ones. Give me some intriguing ones. Ronaldo and Messi. I don't like going with the obvious answer, which is Messi. But it's got to be Messi. But I do think Ronaldo, power to him, has done it at more clubs. So arguably, you should say Ronaldo, but I'm going to say Messi. Plus, he's achieved more in terms of the types of trophies. Oh my gosh, I'm changing my mind now. Messi, move on. Xhaka or Mustafi? Oh, fuck off. Who would I rather keep? Oh, fuck off. Oh, no. Xhaka, that's a hard one. Good one. Hard one. Salah or Aubameyang? Aubameyang, I think they're quite comparable. Both are very much goal scorers, but in terms of the match, they can go large games missing when they really got to be up for it. So I think they're both very comparable. But Aubameyang. Ramsey or Wilshere? You got to say Ramsey. You have to. Who'd you rather, Cazorla or Santi Cazorla? So I assume that means who would I pluck from the past and put in our team now? You see, if Ceballos wasn't in the team, it'd be Cazorla all day. But I think in terms of what we need now, it'll be Gilberto Silva. Older hot cougar or normal chick your age? I know you have a girl, but keep it on the TL. She'll understand me answering this question. See, it's funny, Evan. So funny you should say that. I normally go for older girls. My girl at the moment is younger than me, which took some getting used to, as weird as that might sound. So yeah. So normally a cougar, but I'm seeing the benefits of a younger chick. Let's put it that way. Barca or Real Madrid? Real. Fuck Barca. They tapped up one too many of our players. Casillas or Mustafi? Mustafi. Fuck that weasel. Pele or I guess I'm supposed to say Pele or George Best. Pele. Casillas or DT? Oh, fuck you. Fuck you in the arse. Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. All right, give me the weasel. Give me the weasel. Wenger or DT? Wenger. Torreira or Fabinho? Torreira. Robertson or Tierney? Oh, man. Oh, I don't want to shit on our player. I don't want to shit on our player. I'm not even going to answer that. No. No, I'm not going to answer that. No. That's my first veto. I'm allowed 3. Wenger to come back or Gazidis? Give me Gazidis. And Ketia just scored to make it 1-0. Let's go on. D. Or Henderson. Come on now. Ceballos. Nelson or Ox. Ox. I'd love to have Ox back. I still think he's a good player. Chamak or Bentner. Oh, fuck you. There's another one. Chamak. Just. I hated Bentner though. You're coming from. I was a top Bentner hater back in the day. DT or Troops? Oh, come on. Troops is my dog. Troops all day. Juventus or Napoli? I like the way Napoli do their thing, but Juve, Mustafi or Sylvestre? Give me Sylvestre. Claude or Lee? Oh, fuck you. There's my second veto. I love them both. That's my second veto. Liverpool's back 4 or Real Madrid's back 4? Give me Real's. Because I think when it comes down to it, I think Liverpool are outperforming their actual capability in their back 4. So, yeah, give me Real Madrid's. Oh, that's a cruel one, Sky Nets. Those are 2 of my favorites. Oh, a goosey soup. Just. A goosey soup and pound of yam is my favorite meal, FYI. Iwobi or Nelson? Iwobi. Win the Champions League or win the Premier League 3 times in the next 10 years? Oh, good question. Oh, that's a good question. 3 times in 10 years or once, presumably, in 10 years? Then give me the 3. Give me the Premier League. I never get notified when you... Geordie, trust me, it's happening a lot. I've registered that with YouTube. I'm trying to find out what is happening. So, yeah, I know. Jan. Oh, that's cruel, Jan. Robbie, Richard, or Stell. Oh, fuck you. There's my third veto. I'm not answering that one either. Sol or Ferdinand. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to go with Sol. Just because he's my guy. But I do like Rio. I do. Thank you, Beefy. Appreciate it. Get revenge on United for the 8-2 or Chelsea for the 6-0? United. 1,000%. That 8-2 doesn't even look like a Premier League game. Do you remember when Aubameyang ran across the whole pitch to celebrate in front of Arsenal? Yes, I do. Pep or Klopp? Do you know what? This is controversial. I think Klopp would be a better fit for Arsenal. I've always thought that. I think he'd be a better fit for Arsenal than Pep. So I'm going to go with Klopp. Luis or Kos? Without the cost disrespect. Michael's clearly a long-term subscriber of mine. Without the disrespect, costs. I'm not as gassed on David Luiz as you lot. I'm just saying. Sweet or savory? I'm a savory guy. Ancelotti or Conte? Good question. Ancelotti. Win the Champions League. Oh, okay. People are answering it. Win the Premier League 3 times. KFC or McDonald's? KFC. Fuck a McDonald's. Unless McDonald's wants to sponsor some shit. Kane or Aguero? Aguero is one of the best in the Premier League ever. Aguero. Bergkamp never played for us. All righty. Sorry, very hard question. Oh, as in who would you rather never played for us? Oh fuck, that is hard. Oh, come on. Because Ian Wright is one of the main reasons I support Arsenal. Oh, come on. That one's hard, and I've used all my vetoes. Righty never playing for Arsenal. Oh, that hurts my soul. Lampard or Gerrard? I always thought Gerrard was the better player. I legitimately always thought he was the better player. Nike or Adidas? In respect to Arsenal kits, Adidas. Carragher or Terry? I hate the racist, but Terry was a better player. Next boss. Jose or Benitez? Benitez all day. Fuck Jose. Salah or Mane? I think Mane is the better all-round player. I've always said that. Keane or Vieira? Vieira, 100%. If you were to pick one brand of clothes to wear for the rest of your life, including tops and shoes, etc., probably Nike. And I hate the way they make their stuff. I know a lot of people suffer to make it, but Nike. Yeah, right. Wenger, Gazidis. Oh, I answered this already. Wenger. DT. You guys are trying to make me pick DT. What? I have friends as Tottenham fans. So Tottenham fans. That don't mean shit. So you're going to have to try harder if you're into picking. Fanny or boobs? I'm a boob man. I am a boob man. Company or Bruce? Oh, it's in Steve Bruce. Oh, Steve Bruce was a good player back in the day. Ask any United fan. Do you know what? I'm going to pick him. Didn't have Company's injuries. Sell Uber or sell Laka? I'd sell Uber. On Ian Wright or Henry? I love Ian Wright, but it can't not be Henry. Marquez, I have no issue with you liking him. I have a reason to not like him. Never watch Arsenal again or never watch boring boxing or... Oh, fuck off. I suppose never watch boxing or UFC. All right. STG has finally got me to pick DT. DT, yes. In that instance, sure. I'll pick DT. Chig, would you seriously have Gazidis instead of Wenger? Yeah, I would. I don't even hate Wenger like that, but I think it's better. Because listen, we all were prepared. Remember, he was the head of this team initially before he decided to... Has it actually disconnected me? All right. Am I back on? Apparently it disconnected me. Apologies. No idea why. Yeah. You know I hate the Weasel, but I would. Shearer or Kevin Campbell? I'm a Kevin Campbell guy for life. That's Arsenal through and through. If you're asking me who is the better player, obviously numbers tell the story. But Kevin Campbell is still my guy. If we were to erase one Premier League club out of forever, who would it be? Stoke. No, it wouldn't be Spurs because then we need someone to rival with. So it'd be Stoke. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. I'm with you, Dean. I'm with you. I literally just have said the same thing. I'm with you, Dean. Marquez, long story. Long story. Long story. Bergkamp, Henry, Bergkamp. You got to say it. I love King and Henry, but Bergkamp is the best player that's ever played at that club. And you'll notice that only over 30s will say that. Or there's exceptions to rules, but generally over 30s are the ones that agree with that. Xhaka fanboys or Ozil fanboys? As in, who would I rather interact with? Xhaka fanboys. Ozil fanboys are a different level of aggression. What is your favorite song? Yeah, I'm still here. They got me in. They know that I like to play Who Would You Rather, so that's what they've suckered me in with. They think they're clever. They think they're clever. Never go to a game again or watch a game on TV. So that means you can only have or never watch TV. If it was a Champions League final, then I'd never watch TV. TV ain't that important to me, so yeah. Mourinho or Ranieri, what, to manage Arsenal? Yeah, it would be. Gosh, that's quite a good question, actually. I'll come back to that. Lingard or Sanchez? Sanchez all day. Fuck Jesse. In the arse. And his moonwalking punk ass. That is a good one, Wilson, actually. It'd have to be Jose purely on the basis of what he's won. Adams or good question. I mean, I'm going with Adams, but good question. Sanchez or RVP? RVP. Yeah, I know. My internet can't handle the OT. Abue or Pue. I love Abue. Fuck the haters. Adebayo or RVP. Senderos or Scolaci? Senderos. I saw better games out of him than I did out of Scolaci. What's my favourite moment as an Arsenal fan? Winning the league at Shite Hart Lane is undisputedly my favourite moment as an Arsenal fan. RVP or Drogba? Drogba. I wish so badly Arsenal had signed him. Oh, fuck me. My hands. I guess if I had to pick one, God forbid, I don't want to lose any of them. But I'd rather walk again. Social media is the problem, Marbles. I agree. All right, guys. I am out of here. Thoughts on Pooh Geordie? Is that what he's been called now? Fucking hell. Marquez, literally rewind half an hour. I talk about it. I do talk about it. Colo or Yaya? Yaya, I thought he was a better player. I'm out of here, guys. Keeping me entertained with the Who You Rathers. I did some serious overtime. So in the end, I did earn those donations from VP. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do comment on the video, subscribe and like. I'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock with Robbie Richmond, where we'll be talking about the game in some depth. Excuse me. Until then, I'm out of here. Take care. Deuces. Yeah, I'm out.